Hi, TIF family. Christina Marie here, back in another video. Actually, live. Data space is running out on my phone. Probably gonna do a quick live. Gotta go to work today. Messing with my breathing. Last night shenanigans. It's just ridiculous. Just really trying to, I guess, force things on me against free will. It's almost like they want to keep me. Like we spoke about in the live with spiritual and the physical, and a few other people. Not going to be on here too long, but grand risings, you guys. Good morning. Definitely going to get on here right before I go to work. So I'll probably do a live around 10:30, 11 a.m. my time. It's 8:30 now. But did a number on me last night where I was basically, I didn't even react to the situation. I just put on my headphones and went to sleep. Hey, Nick! Good morning, Grand Risings, brother. Good to see you up and Adam. Those who don't know Nick, subscribe to his channel, hear his story. It's an amazing one. Yeah, my head is throbbing right now. They're trying to force their BS on me. But there's the live stream if anybody wants to come on. I'm going to make this a quick one because they're messing with the data on my phone. So this week I'm getting a new phone. I'm not really going to do the laptop thing again. I'm not going to spend too much money on any cell phone or anything like a laptop. They ruin everything, so it's not even worth it. But I definitely need a new cell phone. This one's been compromised. I'm also going to get an EMF reader this week and start taking videos of that. Motorola's, yeah. I heard Motorola's are pretty good. Definitely gonna probably go the cheaper route this time. I'm gonna keep this cell phone, but it's been, compromised. It overheats. The charge doesn't last. Like I was up to 70% when I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. It's 8:30 now, and I'm down to 15% already on the charger. But they'll do something to the phone where the light on the phone on the screen will get extra bright, and they'll run that for a while, like using the EMFs on me. Yeah, puzzle box probably. I'm just gonna end up getting a new phone because it's all this one is my last phone. My son was using it a lot, so I don't know if it was really my targeting, that broke that one, or if it was just him using it because he's little. But he was downloading all kinds of apps on the phone, so it could have been just all that background noise from all the apps. Yeah, it was who. Yeah, everything does become, that's what sucks, is I hate getting in that thought process like everything is about them, and they want you there. So that way you're blaming everything on them and giving them that power. So I try to steer away from that as much as I can. But they have compromised this one. It's just an S8 that I got off of Facebook Market. Bought it from a guy that doesn't live too far from me. He was like, yeah, I just don't need it. And, he gave it to me for a real cheap price. But it's been compromised. And I know for a fact by my targeting, because they hack into the apps, and like my EMF reader app, they compromise it, a lot of my other apps. And they'll turn the light on like really bright. So it affects my eyesight. My eyes become sensitive when they amplify my targeting. So my eyes become very sensitive to things like sunlight and the light from my phone. Like just to irritate me and to hit me with the EMFs coming from my phone. So I'll end up turning my phone off. Well, actually, they can do something that's a lot cheaper than that puzzle box from my experience. I don't know if you guys remember a few years back. I think it was like in 2014, 2015. And that's something I want to talk about, is there was these apps that you could download on a phone to where nobody could see it, to trace and track down your spouse. It was like real popular. Websites like mSpy, True Spy, and these were coming from Arabic countries, the owners of these apps. And this download, you could get it online for a monthly fee for like anywhere from like 30 to 40 bucks a month. You could download it on somebody else's cell phone without them knowing. And they can do it from afar. As long as they have all the information in your phone, they can download it from afar. Put it in the device without anybody knowing. It's hidden, and they can use your whole cell phone from afar. It doesn't even cost that much. It's like, and these people who own these companies like True Spy, mSpy, from these Arabic countries, I'm sure those people too who have created some of these apps and websites are also hackers themselves. But it was like, they were selling it. They even had it on the Play Store, where you could pay monthly fees and download these apps, or, you know, install it into somebody else's cell phone as long as you had their information. You had the info on the cell phone. So I'm pretty sure even companies like T-Mobile, the whole nine, they can do stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if you remember that alarm system, the doorbell camera. I think it was called Ding or Ring, or I can't remember. But there were hackers coming from that company, and there was lawsuits against the company. The company never responded back, but I think it was people who actually worked for the company, where there's videos on YouTube. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's called Ring, where there was a perverted, excuse my language, sack of shit who sounded just like a V2K perp, was monitoring this little girl. They had the camera, you know, the cameras in the house, like security cameras, to monitor. What up, Home Slice? To monitor for security reasons. But these devices like Ring, these hackers were hacking into it, and you could hear this guy who sounded like a fat, lazy gamer, talking to this little girl who was playing in a room and saying, hey, can you hear me? And she was like looking around going, hello? And then, you know, he started to tell her stuff like going, hey, come on, you can do whatever you want. You can tear up your room. You can break your TV. And then he said something racist where he was trying to get her to say the N-word. And that's when she started freaking out. The video is on YouTube, but he sounded just like a V2K perp. He was trying to get her to say some racial slander BS, and she started screaming and crying for her mom. Now, when the family, you know, contacted, I guess, this company, whatever it's called, Ring, Ding, they didn't respond. Yeah, and she was an innocent little girl playing in her room, and, you know, this, excuse my language, but, you know, I'll just say piece of crap, He sounded like some fat lard ass that just sits there and plays Call of Duty all day with his headset on. That was watching this little girl in her room playing innocently. And he was telling her, come on, you can do whatever you want. And telling her, I'm Santa Claus. Like, it's so. And guaranteed, this was some guy who worked for the company, and to make extra money on the side, like, this is what it's so disgusting. But there are companies, that I remember back in 2014, 2015, when it became really popular, like True Spy, M Spy, where you could hack into using this app and download into your spouse's or, family member's phone, even those ones where track your kid BS, where you could install it into their phone to keep tabs on their whereabouts. And I won't lie, for teenagers, it's a good idea, but at the same time, like, it's total BS. And then you can see, like, who owns these. Yeah, Puzzle Box. I hear you, brother or sister. I forget your real name, Puzzle Box. I'm having a brain fart. I haven't had coffee this morning. But it's really that easy. People think that, when it comes to like cell phones and computers, it's so easy. And then you get the NSA involved. I used to know a guy who was retired from the NSA. Puzzle Box. Sure. Some of these names in here, like, I don't know. You just never know. But it's just so easy. Like the NSA, they monitor a lot of like keystrokes, and their systems, I think, can actually, monitor word for word, and it has something to do with like numeric patterning. And once, the computer finds this numeric patterning, an alert goes off. If the computer finds it to be like, I don't know, they measure it by like numeric patterning. Yeah, me too, Nick. Yeah, but it's just like, it's just getting ridiculous. That they have to monitor like all angles. Yeah, same here. I'm an alien, Puzzle Box. Yeah, it's same here. They treat me like I'm an insect. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I know, Nick. Hang in there. My brain is just like, it feels like it's gonna explode. I'm getting a lot of hits. I don't know why they hit me in the back of the neck so bad, but I'll get the like microwaves and stuff and hits to the back, and it's just like, oh, and my head. But I think tomorrow, I'm bringing just to feel more secure and safe, I'm bringing my 88-pound pit bull with me. So he's going to be moving in. So hopefully that'll help. That's good, Home Slice. No, Puzzle Box, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, they try to do everything with me. They won't let me play with my crowns. That's a true story. There was a dream manipulation I had. I think it was like a year ago. So they were doing this dream manipulation, and it looked like I was in a older model hotel, like somewhere in like London or something. And they had me on the floor, like it seemed like everybody had left. That was the vibe that I was getting. Like they just left me there on this in this room, this hotel room, and I was sitting on the floor and I was like coloring. I guess they were trying to keep me occupied, but I was coloring. And they came in the room. Some guy came in the room. I couldn't see him. I can only see his feet. And he was like, "All right, that's enough. Put it away." And I said, "No." In the dream, I said, "No, I'm not done yet." And then all of a sudden there was like 5 of them. And like this female who was rather large, she looked like she was a linebacker. Like they meant business. Like, oh my God, she said no. And they were all standing there like they wanted to jump me. And, you know, I kept telling them basically to fuck off. These are my crayons. And then they woke me up. Like the dream manipulation shit is so my coloring time. Yeah. No, they do the shapes and all that other stuff. A lot of their stuff, I'll be honest with you though, is just stolen. Like they try to present the idea and want you to run with it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. My coloring time. Like right now they're doing a number on my head. Yeah, what's their deal with the colors, puzzle box? A lot of it is like sensitization. Yeah, they're doing a number on me right now with something. It's hard for me to really see. Yeah, I know, puzzle box. Like a lot of it is just like sometimes too overwhelming and just too much information to really just jot it all down. Yeah, I know. There's some things that are, you know, sometimes just better left unsaid. I'm just like, yep, moving on. Yeah, puzzle box, I feel you. Once you open a can of worms, it's like, fuck, I wish I would have never done that. It's like, I'm gonna put the lid back on and glue it. Sometimes if we're talking about the same thing, Home Slice, I think that some of the groups are still involved due to who they are, such as certain agencies. might be out of jurisdiction if you move to another location. But I think, from my understanding, when I talked to another TI who used to live in Alabama, she told me she used to get the heart attack BS, and she moved to Florida, the Panhandle, and she actually stopped getting it. Her targeting started to change after a few months. I guess when they found out that she was definitely going to reside there and not move, she was probably transferred to other contractors. So it could be possible that, you know, some TIs have, you know, like they're contracted. Because the story she gave me was that, you know, they were receiving funds off of her, like the actual town she lived in when she lived in Alabama. Hey, John. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. Just doing a quick live before I really have to get my day started and go to work. It's raining over here, kind of dreary weather. Oh, yeah, the trafficking, you know, trafficking of, you know, just, it's sad. You know, I don't want to be a sim. And have some weird people come into my life like, hey, you want to play? It's like, no. Oh, you get the moans? I get that too. I get one. He'll start moaning and sounding like a female, like he's transgender. And he'll start moaning at like the most inappropriate times. And I'm just like, and it's a dude. And like, I'm just like, I've gotten used to it where I'm just like, all right, whatever. And sometimes they'll say, playing with your vagina again, are we, sir? Like, it's so gross, dude. Where it's just like the most inappropriate times where I'll be driving in my car. Yeah, it's so weird. And I'm just like, what the hell? And I'll hear them moaning. But one of them is like, I don't know, tries to act transgender or something. I mean, you know, maybe they are. I don't know. More power to them. Yeah, I have several in mind. But I think like Kevin Christian, I want to try to get him on here this week. I really do. I know everybody has their opinions and stuff like that. But the way that he describes a lot of the broadcasting and the neurological, you know, technology and torture, that's what I get. Like the broadcastings and the channel. Like other people will tune into my channel. Yeah, I get the puzzle box. I get the clicking, the vibrations. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like it sounds like a generator, like you're in some warehouse or something. It's like woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I thought it was funny when they used to tell her, this was a long time ago, but they used to try to convince me that they were a succubus. And I was like, all right, you know, succubus is for a male. It's a female demon that attacks a male. So it's not a succubus. Yeah, like an airplane or something. Yeah, sometimes for me it sounds like a generator. It's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I can't even explain it. Yeah, the incubus is a male demon. Yeah, it could be puzzle box. I know a lot of TIs that get that. Sometimes they just do mind shenanigans and games to make you feel like this is the reason why we're doing this for psychological purposes for whatever they're doing. But sometimes it is because you're probably very informative or very knowledgeable in an area. Um, yeah, same here, Nick. And I'm trying to hang in there. Like today, I'm totally going on my organic reboost diet, where I'm only going to consume fruits, herbs, and veggies. Yeah, home slice. I think that's um, what every TI gets is a good cop, bad cop. Like, hey, we hate you. I'll come in and help you. Yeah, bullying trains a victim of energy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what a narcissist does. They feel off of a victim, belittle them and bully them to the point to where they think that, you know, they can't do any better or they're worthless, so they can continue to hold them hostage so they can drain them further their energy and fuel. Yeah, they definitely don't. They feel like uniqueness is a threat to their um, what they already have, I guess you could say, established, because they are without creativity. Their creativity is just Satanism. It's upside down. Um, so therefore, they have none. You can even see it in Hollywood. Um, where you see people like, you know, Lady Gaga dressing like just, I don't know. It's just so weird. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I still get the gaslighting, and mine's kind of, they try to give me that God complex because of things like my spiritual gifts and stuff like that, but I don't allow it. I continue to humble myself and claim that I'm only a tree in this world. Um, yeah. Yeah, basically, home slice, that's what it is. I get a lot of the live broadcasting. They try to convince me it's mostly AI. But I see when there's like constant interaction and broadcasting, it's just like, no, dude, you're just feeding the AI all your BS. Yeah, they're the thieves of joy, is what I like to call them. They don't like it when you're in love or feeling loved, or they hate, like they start to get really jealous and they try to act like, um, I'm their personal Polly Pocket, if you will. Like, you're mine. Like, nobody can abuse you like I can. Like they hate the feeling of love. And I notice that. And they want to be in control of even that. They present a perverted idea of love, and want to, present that and kind of orchestrate it. Yeah, doggo. Morning. I mean, that's what it feels like. Like, to all the female TIs, like they want, you're gonna stay with me forever. Yeah, home slice. Well said, my friend. Yeah, they really are, and they're, they're not God. Without money being involved. Yeah, absolutely. It really does feel that way. Yeah, they really are obsessive control freaks. Well said, puzzle box too. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, it seems sometimes my perks are like, if you're a good little girl, I'll let you come and play outside. I'm like, fucking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. I mean, well, that's, it's spam to the brain. It's so parasitical. And there's no point in arguing because it's literally like talking to a brick wall. Good morning to everybody who's tuning in. I'm doing a quick live before I have to go to work today. And then I know a lot of the females get the fear inductions, like they want me to live in fear, to keep me, and I won't. This fear is not mine. I think Spirit and the Physical also said that. This fear is not mine. But I got a couple of little, I guess, DIY projects that I'm going to try this week. Hopefully, I can get it done this week. If I'm financially blessed to do so this week, but I am going to make a helmet using, I know it sounds funny, you guys, but just to wear at home, a baseball helmet. Those are real tight and secure on the head. And I'm also going to use some acoustic shielding for soundproofing a studio for recording and see if that works. I'm also going to order some rare earth magnets to kind of create a electromagnetic field in my room. I'm going to put 4 on the 4 corners on the floor, then somehow get 4 of them on the 4 corners of the ceiling and see if that'll create some kind of barrier. Those are my goals for this week. I'm happy you found us too, Home Slice. Yeah, feel free to speak freely here, judgment-free zone. I realize everybody, their targeting is different. Yeah, I know. But this is a place where you can feel free to express yourself freely and be yourself freely. So no worries. There's no judgment here. Yeah, I heard they are supposed to be pretty effective, but I want to try to create An electromagnetic field, kind of like a simple Faraday cage. I want to put 4 of them in the 4 corners of the floor in my room, and then somehow glue them to the 4 corners of my ceiling to see if it'll help. I was also thinking about getting a tent to make a cheaper version of a Faraday cage using acoustic shielding for soundproofing a recording studio. I think the mats are like $20 each. So I'm assuming I wouldn't need too many. I wish I could screen record so I could show you guys what I'm talking about. Maybe I can learn how to do that as well in the future. Yeah, puzzle box, absolutely. Possibly home slice. The spiritual side to mirrors. I've also heard that it can be some form of a portal as well. Oh, that's neat. You gotta keep me updated on that and let me know how that works out. Hey, Alikos. Yeah, I wonder if anybody has used that EMF paint. I think it only comes in black, so I definitely probably would not paint my room that color. And it's expensive. I think it's like $80 to $100 a container. Yeah, for real, doggo. I wouldn't doubt it. I wish we could have like our own safe haven on some land, to where we can all just come together and have like our own little tribe and community. Phone sex operators doing the sex. Yeah, I know, it's sick, doggo. It's so sick, dude. And you got to know that a lot of these people are gamers. I try to like things like GTA was definitely created by like it's CIA type BS. The whole idea, and I think that came from the CIA. You can do whatever you want. So when these kids are playing things like GTA, the idea that they can take a car and run over people, pedestrians, and get chased by the cops, and now you can, the military's after you. And I think the new GTA, I think that's what it's called, GTA, where they can actually pick up prostitutes to perform like sexual exchanges. They can go into strip clubs and get a lap dance, and the whole concept is you can do whatever you want. And I think that comes from CIA like programming. Yeah, all right. I'll put my email in the comments. Yeah, all right. Cyberpunk is what we live in. Yeah, the gaming has gone bad. It's just getting ridiculous. Oh wow, Nick, you gotta let me know how that works. Sorry, you guys, I kind of have a minor sinus infection I'm suffering from the weather change. Yeah, home slice. Um, Not so much pretending to be a TI, but I have caught the perps on places like YouTube and Facebook. Some on Instagram, not so much Instagram, but mostly Facebook. I think that's kind of like um their thing, their go-to is Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, doggo. I can usually pick up on, an infiltrator, Smith agents, the perps. But I usually keep my peace unless they, come in for an attack. Yeah, same here, Alikos. I don't really do that anymore. I just, I keep my peace and I go about my business for the most part, unless they come in for an attack. Then I'll usually, counterattack or just block them, depending on the severity of, their negativity. I don't, condone bullying or negativity to the extent of where it's really having an effect on my energy. Like, you're not stealing energy from me. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, it is a breeding ground. Yeah, Lycos, it does. They'll even, hit me with energy, um, that just disrupts my natural state of being, to where I don't feel comfortable with engaging and with other people, because I don't want to disrupt anybody else's like energy, if that makes sense. Thanks for that, my friend. I heard that works really good. Breathing techniques are really important. They do work. Yeah, same here, home slice. Yeah. They really can, doggo. Or I'm just like, are you serious? Like, nobody's falling for that. Yeah, they do. They can be quite obvious. Yeah, it does work. Breathing techniques do work. Especially I'll, slowly, they try to do manipulation on my breathing. Um, One time, they've done it a few times actually. And I learned how to kind of override that and come back into my own breath by inhaling really slow, making it go all the way to the pit of my stomach, then bringing it back up slowly out my mouth to exhale. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you could send me the link to that method, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, doggo. Same here. I can see right through them. Like I could see right. I can definitely see. I can smell them from a mile away. Definitely not I, puzzle box. Not I. But I will say this, I am a peacemaker and I love everybody. I will continue to keep that peace. Always. Yeah. Yeah. What's to come is not even half of what we've seen exactly. I don't think so either. The visions I've been getting have been pretty intense. Yeah, the visions I've seen have been pretty intense, and I'm just like, whoa. But, you know, I just hope, I'm hoping this ends well, is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it ends well, but the way the enemy is, you know, working, I don't know. I really think it's going to have to take God to come in and yeah, it's kind of scary. Sorry, guys, making something to eat real quick before I start my day. Yeah, exactly. They're hitting my head pretty hard trying to get me to focus on their shenanigans and their spill, but I'm going to disengage with the V2K BS and let them induce their fear mongering elsewhere. It's 9:20 where I'm at right now. Yeah, exactly. They're being exposed whether they like it or not. Yeah, you got to stay focused for sure. Yeah, it's all being exposed, even the lower levels. Um, that's kind of a tricky question because we are dealing with, from my experience, everybody has their beliefs, but from my experience, interdimensional beings. So I think they base everything off of algorithms. What they're doing now is basing everything off the spirit of the awakening and trying to match it with algorithms. Um, so they probably base all theirs with your targeting based on your frequency, your patterning. It's all about predictive patterning, presenting an idea, predictive patterning with expected responses. Yeah. Poor puzzle box. You can get you some rosemary essential oil. Dude, I swear to God, it'll open your sinus cavities, or some eucalyptus essential oil. Dab a drop under each nostril, and they'll be pissed. Because it also stimulates the brain. Yeah, I can verify that I have 2 shifts. The night shift, they're assholes. Oh God. Puzzle box said toothache coming soon. Wait till I start zapping your butt. Yes, it does, Alikos. I take turmeric every day. I swear by it. Doggo said for the sinus, get some olive oil, sea salt, put it in nose with a Q-tip. That sounds like it would work. Yeah, definitely use that puzzle box. They do a lot of manipulation on the sinus, on our senses, and a lot of the reason for that is because it kind of what is it called? Messes with your whole just bearings, like your state of being. You can't catch your bearings, your equilibrium, like everything's thrown off, including your memory. Senses trigger memory and thought. Hey, Vern Vision, glad to have you back. Yeah, I've been in front of a few biomechanical things where I'm just like, what the hell? Yeah, home slice. I feel you, brother. Yeah, they like to hit the private parts. Yeah, Likos, I do too. It just seems like everybody is kind of. I'll walk around the store or something, and it looks like zombies sometimes. Oh wow, that's right, puzzle box. Good info. That's right, doggo. Oh my God, I'm sorry, home slice. A technique you can use using the mind. I don't know if any TIs have gotten there where you're able to use your mind to combat some of the attacks, but you can actually, a technique I use is I'll close my eyes and actually envision the top part of my skull closing up, and then you'll notice the difference. That's right, TI show zombies with masks. I like rose hips a lot. Yeah, puzzle box. Dude, I gotta get you on a live one day. That's how I am. That's how I feel. I have to survive like one. Yeah, right. Hold on, I'll get you. Let me get you the link, my friend. I'll get you on here. You got great info too. I really appreciate it. Your earrings, TI show 24/7. Yeah, that's the worst too, is the earringing. Yeah, rosehip tea is really good. I'll use a rosehip oil too, like in my bath. Yeah, but envision, you sound like you have eyes like me. Yeah, they hate it when I'm spontaneous. When I hop in I go to the rental car place and I'm like, yeah, I'm renting a car, I'm going to Florida. My B2K was like, what the fuck? Where the fuck is she going? Then I'll start getting zapped and pinged. Yeah, doggo. I actually listened to it last night. Sorry, you guys, I keep hiccuping. I just ate. Um, I listened to one last night, and I listened to not the white noise, but the pink noise one. I was trying that. That one was all right. But I also listened to on YouTube. It's similar to the white noise, I think, but the where it sounds like you're on a space shuttle one, and it goes on for like 8 hours. They're gonna zap you in the butt. That's awesome, TI show. Yeah, them, that are they. Yeah, it is. I can't stand it. I'm like, bro. That's awesome, TI show. I got to start doing one too. Yeah, the brown noise one I heard works pretty good. All right, who we got coming on? There he is. Hey.
What's up?
What
So,
up? What up, bro?
what's up? So I notice a lot of TIs. They're quick to call people perps, right? But my
Yeah.
thing is, see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help other TIs move past like the gang stalkers and see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it,
exactly. Like the high ups and that are up there. Yeah,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, brother, because I wish that as well for all TIs to be able to see because I went through the gang stalking for 2.5 years. Um and it's like it's unless they're actually causing physical harm,
yeah.
like look past it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, cause I was really looking at a few Ti channels. I don't know if you've heard of Broken Matrix TV.
Yeah, I think I've heard about that one.
Yeah, so he was basically talking about the topic of desensitizing from this, but My take on it is that you desensitize from the gang stalkers, but you have to still be aware of what's going on, you know? Because I
Okay.
still don't know the extent of these gang stalkers because I've been gang stalked for years, like probably since
Okay.
I was born, you know?
Yeah, same here. I was getting it when I was younger.
Yeah, so I remember staying when I was living alone, someone had broke into my home, but they didn't steal anything.
Okay.
And I didn't know like this is before I even found out what gang stalking was. But when I started connecting the dots, I
Uh-huh.
started realizing, okay, maybe somebody bugged my house. And I was originally like a really, extroverted person with people, but I started looking at people sideways when I found out about gang stalking.
So do you
So
think it was for an intimidation tactic?
I'm not sure. I think they bugged my home, to be honest. And at the
Okay,
time,
got
I was
you.
on
Got you.
a air mattress, and the glass just popped. It completely fucked my air mattress up at the time because I was getting what is it, furniture,
Yeah,
and I also think they bugged my house at the same time.
got you.
So that was, now that I'm like at the beginning stages of being gang stalked, I think a lot of times, and other targets, if you're hearing this, like a lot of the times you're consumed by it, you know, and you're trying to figure out, these people are following me. These people are acting weird, looking at me funny, spitting. I don't know if they do the spitting thing at you, but at the beginning of my harassment, they would yell out things to provoke me. And I think they have
Okay.
different profiles for different people.
So the
So
spitting thing, I'm gonna go back to the spitting thing because um I don't know if you're comfortable with sharing what side of the states you're located.
I'm in North Carolina right now.
Oh, you're in the Carolinas. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed while dealing with things like um, Israeli intelligence um, and like, that side of the targeting, that I get a lot of the spitting.
Yeah, but they try to mask like a lot of culture related
You're
things.
you're
It's
right.
like,
Like especially the CIA will try to mask themselves
yeah.
using like, oh, we're Israeli or we're Islamic. And I'm like,
Yeah, like a culture thing,
yeah, they've
like
even tried to
spitting.
present themselves to be Chinese. And I'm like, not
Yeah,
saying that it's not possible, but what I am saying is I know exactly what you're talking about. But, from my experience, I definitely feel like I have Israeli intelligence involved in my targeting.
I think I do too because I got really deep into like trying to figure out what was really going on, and I looked up this weird ass thing, this that Jewish gematria. I don't know if you've heard of it. It
Okay,
gets
yeah.
Yeah, it gets real. They're
Yeah.
like, they study Kabbalism and all
And
kinds
I
of weird shit.
definitely think that the cabal is definitely involved in probably my targeting. And from my experience, they're like the scariest ones.
Yeah, yeah.
They're fucking scary, dude. Where I'm just like, nope, leave me alone. I'm little and petite, just a woman.
Yeah, they that it get that's why I was saying yesterday on the stream that I think it's also, not only is it genocide to just humanity in general, just fucking gang stalking people, but
Yeah.
also the gene splicing. I was looking into that too because I don't think these people, because I ask myself every day, how can these people be human to do stuff like this?
So
You
you think
do.
that they're possible, that they're like hybrids or something like that?
Yeah, it's possible. Like, you
Yeah,
heard
I do
about the
too. I think
whole.
we're dealing with some hybrid, and I think even humans that are on the good side are also hybrids. Like I've met quite a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
that were like, a certain species of being, and they were also hybrids, but they were, on the good side of the fence, and
yeah.
they're also a threat to what's going on, to the enemy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Because you have like, when you talk about angels, the only thing, I don't want to get too deep into it, but when you talk about angels, it really is just a high vibrational state of being. It's a soul that's
Yeah,
highly evolved, right? And
yeah,
the people who are not easily manipulated into this weird AI program they have going on are the ones I believe that are going to get targeted. And it's probably going to be more people who hopefully they wake up. But
Dago said, "How do you know if someone's a hybrid?"
You just
I'm
don't
able to
know.
pick up.
Like,
I'm able to pick up on that frequency, um, and tune in and channel and read energy. I'm not trying to sound egotistical, but you can kind of just pick up on that. And sometimes, a lot of the times, because of me being a spiritualist, I tend to only associate with people who are, kind of similar to me and my beliefs and my awareness. So I will, encounter people who are, I don't really know how to say it, but just like star beings, I guess.
yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I feel like we're on the right track talking about this stuff
Well, see,
because
and
I'm a
that's what I want to do. I'm
spiritualist.
so glad you came on, and I'm going to be honest, you sound so young, but you sound so knowledgeable and wise.
Yeah, I'm only
Um,
24.
oh
I've
my
been partying my whole life.
God.
Yeah, it's been my
So I
whole
know a
life.
lot of TIs. I talked about this yesterday, and I hate to keep interrupting you, but I'm getting goosebumps right now, so I know I'm on the right path. I really want to create a stream where a lot of TIs. There's another TI. She's really young. I think she's around the same age as you, and she's heavily hit. But where a lot of TIs can come and talk about their experiences, because I know a lot of TIs are afraid to share their actual experiences due to fear of, you know, being scared or discredited or even ashamed. And I want to kind of create a platform, even if it's a small one, where people can come in and be themselves, express themselves freely, and share their experiences. Like
Yeah,
the ones you're addressing right now, I think you're absolutely right. It's a good point. Like I consider myself to be a 10th dimensional being. And I hope one day that a lot of people will get to that point, if that makes sense, to just talk about these things.
yeah. I'm hoping it's not too late though. With the technology, just everyone's. You can ask somebody now. Like, I know where everything at is in my city without looking at a GPS. But you can
Yeah,
ask someone who are just so entitled. Like, I don't really identify with the age thing because I've been through so much shit. Like, I've aged very quickly in the mind. So the when you ask people, oh, you know what this at, they're just like, I don't know, or huh. Like you said,
yeah,
everybody's like zombies. Like, nobody talks, nobody expresses themselves freely anymore, and it's very strange. And it
yeah,
has a lot to do with this AI stuff. And like you said, there are beings, like we may even be the beings that are a threat to their whole fucking agenda, because I'm like catching on to this whole reptilian thing, and then I'm looking at nature weird too, because every time I speak, there's these birds. I do think they have mechanical birds outside, but
yeah, I do too.
it's
And from
very
my
strange.
experience, like they're trying to manipulate perceptions as well. Trying to dumb trying to dumb us down as
Yeah,
well.
through technology, without like slowly knowing that people are actually losing their minds, literally.
Yeah,
Like, so that's why I tell other TIs, like, well, okay, I understand. I look at all aspects to it, like the spiritual and the material, like the chemtrails and the physical. It's all physical, psychological, and what's the other one? It's physical, psychological, and spiritual.
okay.
And the psyop that they do, like right now, like when I get on live streams with other TIs or genuine TIs, I get like a lot of interferences,
Got you.
the
Because you're
EMF and
so
stuff,
you're
like
so woke and
heart
your
palpitations.
information. Do you
Yeah.
feel like, now let me ask you a personal question. Do you feel like some of your information is like channeled?
Well, in a way, yeah, because
Okay.
I'm not a mage. A mage is someone who searches everything. I just get
Okay.
my information based off of my experiences and
Experience. See,
past.
that's what I do. I get, I'm both. Okay. So I both, since I was a child, I like to say I checked out in the third grade where I was, looking. I'm constantly like, doing research and stuff like that, off
Yeah.
and on. but I get a lot of my information based on my experience. So, do you consider yourself to be like an interdimensional being, or does like a certain star or,
Well,
dimension resonate with you? Or
yeah, in a way. So when you talk about things like that, so I learned recently that they use a lot of witchcraft on our astrology charts, and I've studied
okay,
astrology for 5 years. All of them, the Vedic, the ancient one, the the draconic. Even though it sounds weird as shit, like
before
I
you go
studied
any
it.
further, when you mentioned Veda, now let me ask you a question on um, your ideas and knowledge and experience with the star system like Vega. It
Mm,
happened to me this past summer, where I felt like for some reason Vega had caught my attention. And
exactly. It was
I've
for a
never
reason.
had that experience before where I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah, the same thing happened to me because I was studying Western, which is what we're at, and well, I assume everyone. I'm not going to assume but everyone here is from America, but
Yeah.
Western is what from based off of my research and my study and my practice of astrology, trying to figure it out, is that
Okay.
Western is based more off of your feelings and people around you, so the world. And then Vedic is like, I don't care about your feelings. It's more likely to predict future world events rather than
Okay.
like the person, but it's more like the stern, strict dad. Like, this is what your energy signature is, and this is what you're supposed to do, type stuff. And
Okay.
a lot of people don't like that. That's like it's the equivalent to being in reality of what we're going through now, because you can easily be rocked back to sleep and like go to sleep again if you're trying to be in blissful ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, not
Okay.
seeing this for what it is, you
Okay.
know. So
Yeah.
that's what Vedic is like, and I was led to Vedic because I felt something wasn't right with Western. And
Got you.
yeah, so what I'm saying is, what I identify with a planet, kind of,
Okay.
because
Which
it's a
planet do you identify with?
okay, so I'm a mixture of Martian and Venusian, because I'm like about fairness, and I don't think this is fair, which is why
Exactly. And I'm the
I'm
same way. I'm
yeah,
completely the same way.
yeah, and a little bit of
I
Jupiter.
yeah, okay, that's what I was just about to say. So I connect on with Jupiter.
Yeah,
The planets that I connect with is definitely Jupiter. For some reason, Pluto, Neptune, because of my connection with the waters, with the ocean.
exactly. Yeah,
I don't know if that has anything to do with Atlantis, but I'm really connected to the ocean.
I think
Um,
it does.
yeah,
I think that they
the whole
open.
idea of the Atlantean being
Yeah,
might have a lot to do with it, but I consider myself to be Octarian starseed Lumerian.
yeah.
Um,
I
I
feel
was
like I'm a
told,
crossbreed of like martial, because like I was explaining something to somebody the other day, because I like to do martial arts, right?
oh, do
but but
you?
because
Okay.
you see, Martian, and then Venus represents arts, right? But
Okay.
it also represents justice, art, love, and stuff like that. But
Okay.
Mars is passion. But like, when you notice lawyers have the little Libra scales on their desk,
Got you.
but they don't do it. They you can use these things for evil. You understand? So they do use the occult against us.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you do not like open up your mind, uh, and expand it in that Jupiter energy you say you have, because you seem
Yeah.
pretty open minded.
Yeah. I'm
If
very, very open minded. I'm willing to
Yeah,
take on knowledge, and just tune into somebody else's experiences and knowledge.
yeah, about the
Like that's,
universe.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I try not to like come across as too like egotistical or know it all,
Egotistical,
but
and it's really hard. That's what you'll always hear me in my feeds or any of my videos where I'll, say, I don't want to sound egotistical. You
Yeah, I
know,
think
I
that's
hate.
another thing they do. They love to do that. Like,
Yeah. And in a sense, I'll be honest with you, if anybody is fighting with that, if I can just shed some light on that experience, when it comes to the enemy, you're allowed to be proud of who you are. They don't want you to be, so they can be in control of who you are and presenting that idea of who you are and who they want you to be. So, like, I'm always telling my V2K and my perps, I will not allow man to define me or you. You're not allowed to, like I tell my V2K, I will not allow you to define me.
exactly, because you don't. If you don't play into their agenda, what can they do?
Exactly.
But so they'll.
Exactly.
Have you heard of I forgot her name. Her name is Kristen Drish. She doesn't post anymore. I hope she's all right. But she was talking about MK Beta and women and men with the honey traps and the kittens, sex
Wait,
kittens, whatever you
what
call them.
was her name?
Kristen Drish. Like it's KRISTEN.
STEN. Did she have, I'm trying to remember.
And she has not posted anything in a minute.
Are you serious? I hope she's okay.
She might be like I think she is. I think she's all right. I don't know, but
Yeah.
she has some really good content, and it was really straight to the point about the agenda setting. Like, say you're naturally a extroverted woman, and you're very confident. They'll try to use that against you. Like,
Yeah, they
calm down,
do.
stay in your lane. You know,
Yeah,
you're doing too
exactly.
much.
A lot of it, I'll be honest with you from my experience, a lot of it is for control because they are psychopaths. And
Yeah,
some of it is out of spite and jealousy. Like,
it
I think a
is.
lot of this war has a lot to do with spite and jealousy.
It is. It is because you have something that they don't. A lot of targets have
Exactly.
abilities. We all have different abilities in ourselves that they do not have, and what they'll do is, see, you can't gene splice or clone an original person.
Yeah.
So what better way to destroy them is to like also have their fun with us, like having psychological experiences, doing these sick
Yeah.
things like rape and stuff, like remote
Exactly.
rape, and because I experience weird sensations in my private areas and I can't
Yeah, and
explain
that's
it.
what they like to do. It's like they're infatuated with the private areas.
Yeah, it's so pedophile like, and they everything that they try to that they try to perpetrate and project onto us is all that they are.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly. All they get like the accusations when they're like, I'll hear like some perp. See, that's why I said I get a lot of the Israeli BS too, where I'll hear a
Yeah,
perp trying to sound really American or Americanized, and then I'll hear him, in the V2K go prostitute. They try to demonize the woman, and I'm not talking woman, just their terms of what a woman is supposed like and systematical like
yeah,
control. I'm talking about WOMBAN, the goddess, the feminine divine. Like they try to demonize her for control,
yeah.
using like beta and monarch, BS to control her feminine divine energy because the feminine, the woman is the strongest being in this world. So they'll do a lot of those tactics, TICKS, on the woman, and try to oppress her and all these just god awful things.
Yeah, they do it to men too. And I'm very open minded. I don't care what you like, but they they
Yeah,
they they soften the man up. They make it into like some weird thing to where the man now is like selling himself for sex and the woman selling herself for sex, and now there's
yeah,
sex trafficking.
yeah,
And it's like, this
yeah,
is
right.
weird. I don't consent to this.
Jack,
I'm not
look
doing
what
this.
Jack just said. Yep, they attack our genitals like total demonic cock goblins.
Yeah, it's strange. I'm like,
Oh
I'm in here doing Kegels to stop it. I'm like, hold on. I start working out automatically. Like,
that's what I do. I do Kegels. And let me tell you about the Kegels. I don't care who you are. I highly recommend them because they strengthen the root chakra.
it helps
Um,
men and women too.
it does
You
help
know.
men and women. It strengthens the root chakra. It also strengthens the bladder. It's, I know it sounds, kind of crazy, but it really does work.
No, seriously, it does. There's a method behind my madness, seriously, because they got me
Yeah,
fucked up.
I'm grateful that at your age, I hate to keep pointing out your age, but you're so knowledgeable in so many areas, and I'm so grateful that you're here on the live. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Something told me to come into this live and say something because I don't really like typing a lot. Like I'd rather speak about it and
Yeah, I'm the same way. I hate typing. I'm more of a speaker
yeah.
than, typing out the whole spiel. That is so awesome. So are you originally from North Carolina, or
Yeah, I've been
are
here,
you?
but I took a trip to California, just straight from
What
here
was your
to
experience
the.
with California?
It was horrible. I was
Was
like, okay,
it?
so at
Were
the
you
time,
targeted already when you went to California?
actually, I was, but I was so damn. See, I was in a stage where I was so damn detached. I was in that stage where I knew something weird was happening, but I was in a gray stage. I call it gray stage.
Okay.
Until you get to like, okay, all black, like y'all got me fucked up. But this was the gray stage. I got in my car. I was with two other people who I thought was genuine. I'm still not sure to this day,
Okay.
but I drove all the way there through these cities and stuff, and I noticed there was a lot of interesting things happen up into that happening up until I got to Cali. I got pulled over by the cops like at least 4 times.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and now it was weird because they didn't do anything. It's like they were just being nosy.
Yeah.
Like the first time I got pulled over was, oh, you're from North Carolina. Where are you going? And I want to be like, why are you asking me this? Like I see North Carolina plates. It was weird. And then they'd be like, all right, have a great day. And in Cali, marijuana is legal there. And I was in the car smoking marijuana and hotboxing, and the police just comes up knocking on my window. And
Oh,
we're from North
wow.
Carolina. Well, are you from North Carolina or no?
No, I live in Alabama. I'm not from here, but I actually lived in both South and North Carolina before. I lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and then
Okay.
I lived in Greenville, South Carolina, and I used to go to like Charlotte and what is it? We used to go to Charlotte all the time, and then head up to Asheville, North Carolina, to go
Okay. So
snowboarding. I used to go
so
snowboarding up there.
oh well, really, I'm into stuff like that, like snowmobiling and stuff, and
Yeah.
adventure sports. I
North
think that's
Carolina's
also why they
mountains.
try to get us. They're like, what? You don't like normal stuff. Like you like to
Yeah, exactly.
skateboard,
Like
you like to run.
when they found out that I loved to roller skate, like the first time they saw me roller skating, they were like, what the fuck? When they saw like all the, like teenagers were like trucking and shuffling with me, and like, I was keeping up with them, they were like, this girl is not normal.
They get mad. Yeah, I
They get
used to
pissed, and then they
skateboard.
try. Dude, I had
Yeah.
suffered a concussion 3 weeks ago because they orchestrated for me to get basically ran over. And I've
Yep.
never had an injury like that on skates ever, like ever.
Yep. They'll do that. They
Yeah.
anything that you do for happiness, they love to try to fuck it up.
Like
So you
even
gotta stay focused.
I don't know if you guys know Kevin Christian, but I met up with him a few times, and we went to this it was like a music festival kind of ordeal, where a famous DJ came out there. We went to his concert, and Kevin Christian, he dances with those I forget what they're called. It starts with a P, but those light thingies.
Yeah, I know what you
When he's a good dancer, dude. Like he's so good. He's another Ti that lives in Atlanta. And I brought my
Oh,
light
he's in Atlanta.
wand. I brought my light wand with me, and I was dancing. Like all his friends were like surrounding me, and they're like, dude, she's bad as fuck. And my perps were so fucking mad, dude. They were like trying to mess up my dance moves. Then they were trying to act like it was their dance moves, and they were trying to control them. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Oh, they love to do that. I remember I was cuz I dance in my free time, but I do like aggressive tai chi and like fucking
Oh, do
martial
you
arts, all kinds
really?
of stuff. I just
Yeah,
move. It's just good to move, move your body. And
yeah, absolutely.
I I'm like really good with like I'm good with my hands, but like the stick fighting, the swords fighting, and knife fighting, and just self
You're
defense and
into
stuff
that?
like
That's
that.
so dope.
Yeah, because I've always been into it as a kid, but
So I'm
they tried to take
assuming
that away
that,
from me.
like, one of the Asian countries you're kind of drawn to or attracted to.
Uh huh.
Like,
What?
does it like
Oh,
resonate with you in spirit, or
what do you mean? Like which Asian countries?
do you feel a connection with like Japan or in spirit or?
Oh no. Actually, I don't have a connection to Japan, but I do have Asian ancestry, not from China or Japan though, and these things also help me connect to my higher vibrational like
Got
ancestors.
you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
higher,
no, totally understand. Because I
yeah.
did the
So
whole past lives. I also did I did a DNA test a while back, and it shed light on a lot of things that I felt connected to in spirit, like places
yeah.
like, ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, um, stuff of that nature, like even Mongolia,
Hmm.
like, why I was attracted to that in spirit, shed a
Hmm.
lot of light on that.
Yeah. That's another part of me too. I'm very interested in researching and like I was looking up this specific type of gene code or whatever I had, and that's how I got into the gene splice, and I was like, they're doing weird shit with our blood or something. I don't know what they're doing, but I was researching far back into my ancestry, and everything that was told by my forefathers, my grandparents and stuff was true. And then I went into it myself because I like to analyze things before I come
Yeah,
to a conclusion. I don't really like to start batting off at the mouth, when it comes to stuff like this, because that's how you lead people astray. But I
yeah.
had like a really strong connection. I have connection to like Siberia because I do have far back, like I have Ashkenazi Jewish heritage, and I have
Okay.
Slavic ancestry, and I have
I think I
a little
have
bit.
Slavic in me too. I have so I
Yeah,
have Mexican. I have Mexican in my family, German, a lot of Balkan, like the
yeah, I got Balkan, like
Gypsy.
Bulgaria.
Yeah,
Uh,
Bulgaria. I have Romania, Scandinavian. I
yeah, it's
thought
a
was
lot
really
of stuff,
interesting.
right?
Yeah.
I do too. I have a lot of things going on, and I was like, I think that because there's no way. Like, what the fuck am I? I'm not bothering anybody. And when I started getting into it, I started trying to put my ego aside. Like, no way, they can't be targeting little old me. Like, what the fuck am I doing to anybody? But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have I don't have the normal archetypical DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's not common here in America. It's not
Yeah,
common. And apparently, if they're trying to do any type of genocide, they would want to, because they're still on that pure race bullshit. Nobody's evolved their minds. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. They
And
want to
I've
keep
never
it
been the
they want
type.
to keep it that way. And I try to educate people where I'm saying, stop referring to yourself as a freaking crayon that you're white and black and that like that's it because it clearly states like
Yeah.
Caucasian, Caucasian. Like I'm like, hello.
Well, yeah, but well, I don't know. There's a difference because you can be white and not be Caucasian because the Caucasus
Caucasian.
are the
Yeah,
mountains, like Georgia, Armenia.
exactly.
That's where
It's
my
just
ancestry
so
come
much.
from.
No, absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that because there's so much ignorance, and it's they try to limit the intelligence and doing any kind of research by presenting the ignorance.
Yeah. And then they call you crazy because I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
like I'm not crazy. I know this. I know this to be true. I know that there's a difference between a British white person, a German, and a Caucasian, a Eurasian. Because I'm Afro Eurasian. That's what I identify as. So I have all these things going on, and you're like, well, your ethnicity, forget that. No, 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 because
Yeah.
people with their closed minds, this is a small, that like the whole racism shit is very low vibrational, and I don't even bother with it. That's such a distraction.
No, I
Because
don't. And then, like I get the whole idea, don't do a DNA test because of, like the things they can do, this, that, and the other. But I think I did the DNA test not just for myself, but to also prove the idea that I'm more than what you say I am, you know?
exactly,
When I
even
looked
as
at
a
the
person,
when I saw the DNA results and I saw the map of where, family has been, like we were even down in the bottom part of Africa, and I
like
was like,
Horn of Africa, like Egypt.
I think we went through even I think I have some connection to Iraq even, but
Same. You know they try to call me a terrorist, and I'm like, y'all are the real terrorist. How
somebody
you gonna?
else for
What
somebody
they
else,
do is
even in my own family, to limit themselves to the idea that, well, we're just European, certain members of the family, and I'm like, no, you're not. When I
well,
showed
people
some of the
don't.
family the percentage of Balkan, they're like, what the hell?
Wait, so which? Wait, I'm curious about that because I have some Balkan, like what areas, like Serbia, Bulgaria, where in the Balkans?
um it was like the whole map, like it went all the way to, hold on, let me pull it up.
Because it's a really strange connection with these things. Because I started trying to make it make sense with the targeting. I think they had maybe saw that somewhere along the line. I had Russian ancestry, Slavic ancestry, Balkan, and they were like, well, we're enemies to these countries. Like, what the fuck? Are you an agent or are you like a terrorist? Because you can't say anything these days without being like canceled, quote unquote, canceled or whatever. Because everyone's so sensitive. Everything is so sensitive these days. I've been up to the mountains of Colorado for a while. Jack, do you live in Colorado?
You guys, I evidently got kicked off. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was all over, like the whole map, that went
Okay.
all the way up to even Moldova.
Yeah, same. And like Macedon and stuff.
Yeah.
Macedonia. Yeah, mine came up like that too. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you heard me. It might have went out, but I was saying, I think that they are trying to attack those who have this in them because America's an enemy to these like Russia and shit like that, and
Yeah.
even like Iran, like having Iranian ancestry, like, and then if you start acting that out, because I'm cultural, like I'm not religious, so if you start like eating specific food that ties into your culture, they look at you crazy, like
Yeah.
they like. I saw something. I make music every now and then, and on my little beat making pack, it said cave dweller, and then it said Far East, but it changes every day, like the names of the different instruments. And I was like, this is fucking weird. Like they're gang stalking me on even on my music. Like,
Oh, are you
are you
serious?
serious? Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets bad. I've had Mexicans because most of my neighbors are Hispanic and Mexican and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And I got into a incident, and they were like saying "chinga madre," and I don't think they knew if I knew Spanish, but I knew what that meant. It means motherfucker.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I said, "What did you say?" And they looked very surprised. They
Yeah.
looked very surprised. And I was like, "What did you say?" And they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was like, I exchanged some words with them,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I was like, "Why are they telling? I don't know these people. Why are they telling me to get the fuck out of here?"
Yeah.
Like, and they were. I don't know if this was a social experiment to see if they
Your
wanted to see if
reaction?
I was racist against Mexicans. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
probably, or it's, see, this is the thing with a lot of their experimentation is, how can I say, it's a manipulation from all angles because they could also see if they could make turn you into a racist. So
That's
it's,
what they're trying. They tried to do that. They're trying to do that
oh
shit.
yeah, they
They're
try to
trying
do
to
it to
make
me
me not
too,
like.
where they're like, oh, because start hating certain groups of people and their races because we're doing this to you. Like, no, it won't ever happen. I'll never be racist to anything but ignorant. And ignorance doesn't
Exactly,
have
because
a
you'll be
color.
fitting. Exactly. That I always tell people this. I don't like
Hey,
these people
Jennifer.
equally. I don't care what color you are.
Yeah.
Like
Ignorance doesn't have a
if
color.
you're ignorant, if you're gang stalking, fuck you. Like that's
Yeah,
my thought process.
exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? Like
Yeah.
they try to they do. I get hit from all different angles. I get a lot like a lot of other TIs talk about how
Shout out to C Dub.
they talk about how they're targeted by certain people and groups. Well, I'm
Yeah,
targeted by
exactly.
Hispanics, blacks, whites because
The same here.
I started thinking. I think these people are racist and they're trying to project their racism onto me because I've heard this man say, "Oh, um, fuck white people, fuck them all." Like I saw someone spray
Yeah.
paint "kill white people" on the side of a wall, and I'm not for that shit either. Like I'm not for any of this weird shit y'all doing. This real terrorism that's going on. I'm not for any. Like they sent me a honey trap who was in the KKK. I mean,
Oh
who's a
no.
descendant of a KKK
And you
family,
know where I live, if you
and
have never watched my videos, I stay 45 minutes away from where the KKK originated from, which was in Pulaski, Tennessee, and I live like 45 minutes from there, which I hope doesn't have
exactly,
anything to do with
yeah,
my targeting, but I think it might.
yeah. I'm reading the comments right now.
I
They
know, me
said
too. I'm
I
trying to
saw
respond to as
one.
many of them.
I'm sorry, like everybody, like okay. So I saw someone say that they had conversations with people from Russia and these countries. It's not the people, it's the government, guys.
Yeah.
They don't want us. They don't want. They want us to look at other countries all weird. They want us to like be hating everybody. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
That's because
exactly.
if you don't fit
Because
their hate agenda,
okay, so I'll make a perfect example. So he's stating that a lot of Mexicans do the gang stalking and perping. I have
yeah.
Mexican in my family. My kids are Mexican. I have family members that can't even speak English.
Mm-hmm.
And they will literally, when my kids get in the car or I go around the Mexican side of my family, make me smell things like Taco Bell and play Mexican music.
They do that to me too, but it's a reverse type of thing because I think now, because I had an incident. My mother was talking to her neighbor, right, and and the neighbor came over acting nice. You never trust these
Okay.
shit. And she had gave tomato. Well, they're not Mexican. They're El Salvadorian, but they
Okay.
my mom had brought up, the lady asked her, what is your, culture, what's your background? She said, well, I'm Jewish and all this. She went into it and she was like, I don't like that. Like she said that to her face. I don't like that.
Are you
Like
serious?
And she has camped
C-Dub.
him over in the yard and has chopped like with a big ass machete. Like I'm not sure if
Oh, what the hell?
they yeah, objectively, because we have to look at this objectively, people. Like, objectively, that looks weird. Like I'm not
Yeah.
being in my feelings about it, but objectively, if you come into my yard with a large machete, I'm gonna think you're what the fuck are you doing? You're on the wrong side of the street, ma'am.
And
So
you're carrying yeah.
yeah, and I think they like the years that I've been over here, I think they're trying to push this whole oh, this person hates Hispanics agenda, or they're not, like, or they
Yeah,
don't
they
like
try to
black
do the
people,
same
or they
with
don't like
me,
white people.
where they don't want me to um like
Oh
black
my
people
god.
either. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like a majority of my friends. Like, it's not gonna work.
It's funny when you catch on to it though. You catch on to
Yeah,
the
I
trap because
know.
they'll
I'm just
have like
like,
a
what
black
the
person.
hell?
They'll have like black people do crazy shit in my face, like just stand there, like an
Yeah,
intimidation tactic, or like
yeah,
just be like, what are
exactly.
you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Or to get you to say something outlandish if they're like say the door slamming or the what else do they like to do? They like to
Oh,
get
they're
rude.
trying to ruin the feed, you guys, by making it sound robotic. I don't know if you guys can pick up on that and hear that, but it's sounding robotic. I don't
Interference,
know. Yeah, there was some interference. They're
having
getting pissed
electric.
off. Yeah, they're getting pissed off on my end, hitting me because I don't know, somebody pissed
Oh,
in their
C
weeds
Dub.
this morning.
I'm responding to C Dub. Yeah,
About the
there's a
Russia?
reason why he
Yeah,
did want
I was
to,
gonna respond to that.
because yeah, listen, they're sovereign. They don't play that.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard of a lot of TIs coming from Russia. I've met, a few, but not really.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with because having Russian Jewish ancestry. I think they just don't want me here in general. They don't want anybody of Jewish descent. Like I'm talking about people like ancestor wise, not the religion, because they practice that Kabbalism. I'm not
And
religious.
that Jew
I don't.
stick bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. And I think
No.
that they'll twist it and tweak it like, oh, you're Jewish, or these people are Nazis. Do you understand? They
Yeah.
don't like it. They don't like any of you. They don't like any of us.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're trying to unite, even if it's not about your blood or your heritage, if you're trying to be open minded and not dumb, and you're trying to help people and give other people hope, that they
Yeah.
don't like that. They don't like that. They're because these people are negative. They're lowly evolved beings.
Yeah.
Like they're
Exactly.
not. That's what I call them. I call them lowly evolved beings. I was mad as hell and called them peasants, but
Oh,
they're
I
just
used to call them that all the time. I used to call them peasants.
they're just ants to me. Like honestly, guys, like the big picture is that we're dealing with technology taking over people's brains. And
Yeah.
the ones who are targeted are the ones who have a higher percentage of making it out. Sort of like in Chernobyl. There's people
Yeah.
got fucked up with all these health things, but they still made it out some kind of way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the people that are still stuck inside of what I'll use the Matrix reference to make it interesting. They're in the Matrix, we're outside of it. That's why my channel has Outsider Warriors on it, because we're on the outside of it. And where you have to learn how to navigate and plug in when you need to get shit done, but always have that detachment about you, like dissociate yourself with these weird tactics that they do that mean nothing at the end of the day. When you ignore them, they
No,
hate that.
absolutely, because they're more parasitical.
Yeah, they feed off the parasite feeds off of bad energy.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
an entity feeds off of negative. A entity feeds off of fear. Demons
Yeah.
feed off of fear. If you don't fear these people or pay them any attention, what are they going to do? The only thing you have to deal with now is what I get hit with these days. The noise campaign stopped a little bit, but they do it a lot in the nighttime. The EMF, the frequency, the radiation, the 5G that's over here in a more practical
Okay.
sense. And
So let
I
me
made a
ask
video.
you, what do they do to you now besides the perping gang stalking? Do they use directed energy weapons on you?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that. I get heart palpitations and
Okay.
they zap my like the sides of my head, and then I obviously see the drone follow me all throughout the city. I
All
get the
right.
noise campaigns, and then they do little weird shit with like kids. I'm like, why do you have your kids involved? Like
Yeah, I
the
know.
kids
They
run
do.
out and
I don't know why they do that to males. And they did that to me. They tried to do that to me, like when I'd go to the skating rink. They would try to force, like, induce scenarios and like their emotions behind it. And I would respond like, I'm a protector of all life, the voice of others, and I'm also a mother, and that shit's not going to work here.
yeah, that's so weird. They're trying to like I don't know why they do that shit because
I don't either.
I've given like one of the kids in my neighborhood told me to my face that there's surveillance watch. He literally told me.
How old was
He
he?
was helping me. He was a young kid. He was probably about 8 or 9 at the time.
Oh
I
my
lost
god,
my package
dude.
because they fuck with your packages and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I had got a picture from I shouldn't have been fucking with Amazon, but they took a picture of my package and the porch. They didn't give me the address. So the boy, he volunteers. He says, we have neighborhood watching cameras, and he literally told me to my face that this was some neighborhood watch shit, and they've stolen like 2 of my packages, never brought them to my house. Um, but the kids are in on it. Their parents
Yeah.
teach them to gang stalk, and it's very sad. And I always tell myself this: I don't want to bring a child in this world like this.
Yeah.
This is selfish. It's a
Yeah,
selfish
it
act.
really is.
Using your kid to be like if and I'm gonna give an example. My mother was also gang stalked.
Oh, was
Uh,
she?
yeah, when I was a young kid, I've witnessed her have anxiety attacks and heart palpitations. They were attacking her. When you're a kid, they'll attack the people around you, like your grandparents. My grandparents died from this stuff. Um,
So my grandparents did
Rumors.
too.
Yeah, so it's when you don't conform to their shit and you're like a scapegoat, like we're talking
Yeah.
about expanding our minds. When you have kids, your kids are gonna be strong like you, but the fear that I fear is like my kids would be targeted as well, you know,
Yeah.
like, and that is a scary thought. But the only thing you can do is teach your kid the right thing, and it's because it's selfish to not teach your kid what's really going on out here.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Like you can't be like they get it all mixed up about all this hyper masculine and stuff, and but I'm like,
Oh
listen,
yeah.
I'm not gonna raise a little cyborg, a little pussy. You
No, there's no
understand?
way. Yeah,
This is not.
exactly. Yeah, it's not
This is
happening.
not. Yeah, and you say, well, what do you mean? Like you can be yourself, but you need to know this world is not. I was taught these things. This is
That's
not
right, Jack. You're right,
hee
brother.
hee ha ha.
Yeah,
It,
exactly.
it's the devil's playground. It's the devil's playground. And
Yeah.
we as TIs, we have to learn how to navigate that shit in a clever way to where we're
Yeah,
like,
I think so
okay,
too.
like I'm trying to lead by example and not really speak too much about it because I just don't want people to let their mind drift away from them, and that MK Ultra shit does happen to me often. They hit me a lot with that. I'm an ex military person. I was in the army.
Oh, were you really?
So yeah, and I've been talking to another TI who was also in the army.
Okay.
And they no I see a reoccurring theme. Either it's prison, calling you crazy, the army, or human trafficking.
Exactly.
Or all. Like I was in the system a lot as a kid, so they'll try to take your kids away from you. I was in
Yeah.
foster care, so
Oh
was
God.
swiped away from my parents, and then they try to. What they do is, if you're not strong minded and you're not smart, and you're not catching on to their shit, they'll try to groom you into being a little gang stalker.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't, you're rebellious.
Yeah. No,
You
I know
know,
exactly what you're
but
talking
I
about.
am rebellious. I'm
Yeah,
rebellious to
rebellious.
this shit. I'm not. I don't consent to any of this. You know,
Yeah.
I'm rebellious to it. I think it's a good rebellion.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Cause look at
absolutely.
what they're trying to do. They're feeding kids soy. Even
They're trying to
even
feed the
women. I
kids.
don't know if you
Yeah.
know this, but it affects women too. Women and men. They feed the soy. And in the army, they said don't drink the soy milk. It gives you bitch fits.
Oh wow. Like, do
It
you feel like
does.
it
And
fucks with like your testosterone levels and stuff like that?
that and your mind and your hormones, because women have to have balanced hormones too. So you can't say, oh, soy is women can eat as much soy as they. No, nobody needs too much fucking soy. You can't just be feeding
Yeah.
people soy. You know what I'm
Soy.
saying? You just can't be fucking putting soy in the burgers to the disadvantaged kids who can't afford food. Because I was one of those kids who couldn't afford buying my own lunch in school.
Okay.
So what are they gonna eat? Don't
Exactly.
get me started with the chemicals in this food. Like,
Yeah.
and it's
No,
like
it's sad.
y- y'all are not raising people to be hunters anymore. Like, what are you? You're just raising people to be brainwashed sheep, following the crowd, being like everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Most TIs are female. So there was a study, I think, done on the percentage of who's a TI, and it did state that 69% of TIs are female.
Why is that though?
I think because the energy of a woman, I'm just assuming the woman is the strongest being on the planet. Um, I think for the energy.
I think so too, because women, I mean,
And I'm
men
just
are.
gonna be on. I'm gonna be honest with you here, and this is just an opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure sex traffickers, aren't going into a gym to, hey, that guy looks kind of buff. Let's go get him. And they don't go in the lawyers and doctor offices. They tend to go after a sex trafficker is going to look for a victim in certain places and areas. And I'm assuming it's numerous reasons. Uh, Probably, maybe a female is easier to be victimized. I don't know.
Well, yeah, especially if you live in a real fucked up situation, like a low class
Well, and
neighborhood.
then, especially when you're dealing with some really, just mannish, men who are assholes targeting you, it's
But
easier
are they
probably.
really? Are they really though? Are they really mannish?
Well, they
That's
present what they do to me is they victimize me. And then once they lower my vibrations, they basically pin me to the ground and act mannish, basically.
these people are bad actors. You have to realize that shit. They're
Yeah.
actors. You understand? I don't care. I don't like they use that intimidation thing because I don't know. I know shit that people don't know, I guess. And I work out, and every time I work out, I get zapped in my private areas.
Oh, really? When you
Yeah,
work
or
out?
if I do, if I do get zapped and if something starts feeling weird like that, I start feeling weird things. Like, I don't know. I think I saw a video of yours when you were like, they're trying to make you like their girlfriend or something.
Dude, they try to, yeah, they do that all the time where I'm like, they're, they act like I'm their like personal girlfriend. But there was one time
Yeah.
where they were trying to make me feel like a boy. Um, and then I laughed and I told them, I was like, oh, what's wrong, guys? You need a boyfriend?
No,
So
they
they
do
did,
that to me. They do that to me
uh-uh.
too. That's why I asked. They do that to me, but it's the
Yeah.
opposite. It's the
Oh,
opposite.
really?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not, I kid you not. This is about to sound really crazy, guys, but I was laying down just trying to meditate, and it felt like something was trying to hump me, and I immediately started burning sage. Like,
Okay.
I didn't know what the fuck it was, but
Did it go away when you burnt
they
the
do like
sage?
to attack your. They get when you. I notice when you are getting shit done. For me, when I work out, when I'm taking care of my body, and I'm not strung out
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes and shit, and stressed out or drinking or in a low vibrational state, they get pissed off when you look great and you like doing good and you're just trying to do your best. They get so pissed and they start zapping me. So
Yeah.
that's how I know I'm doing it right, because I call them Easter eggs. It's a game, right? So each time I get like even a single noise from these gang stalkers, I know
Wait, you
that I'm
said you
pissing
call
them
them
off.
Easter eggs?
Yeah, like each time they do something, a tactic, each time
Okay,
they get
so it
upset,
basically gets turned into a game.
that's basically what they like to play, because it's like Hunger Game. I think they
Yeah,
treat us like,
yeah. Have you ever done your
like,
research on, I know you guys are tired of me talking about it, but the Archons?
yep, I know all about those
Yeah, they kind
archons
of
and
remind me of
draconians.
that.
Yeah, those are the things that people are afraid to talk about. They can like walk through the walls and shit like that, and
Yeah, they're scary.
shapeshift and see
Yeah.
shadowy figures that are not of God. What I'll say, well, they're not of a higher being,
Yeah.
like entities. So one way I combat that is burn sage a lot. I play frequencies, like high vibrational frequencies through the night. I can't go to sleep in silence.
Okay,
It's
I
that
can't
bad.
either.
It's that
Yeah,
bad. I can't do.
I'm actually burning sage right now.
Damn, really? I am too. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm
Damn.
burning sage right now and some Palo Santos.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll burn them at the same time together.
No, 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 no. Look, I'm gonna tell you about that. Not telling you what to do,
Okay.
but the energy of Palo Santo is to bring in positive energy, right?
Okay.
And sage is to get rid of negative energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you do want to do that, burn the sage, cleanse your space, open the window. Once it's all
Okay.
aired out, then burn your Palo Santo and then bring in positive energy. Like, do your affirmation.
Okay, got you. All
But I'll be right back. If
right,
anybody else
brother,
wants
take
to
your
hop on,
time. Take your
I'll
time. No
do
rush. Yeah, no rush at all, brother. Burning my sage, you guys. It's been a crazy morning. They've been hitting me so hard. It's not even funny. I gotta get some new sage. I don't know if you guys can see that, but definitely burning some sage. And anybody who doesn't know about sage, you can do, believe in science. It's been proven to remove negative energy. It also removes, I believe, 95 to 96% of bacteria. So it'll definitely cleanse your space and rid of any unwanted bacteria. I prefer white sage. This one, unfortunately, it's just I mean, not unfortunately, excuse me, wrong words, because I love this sage. This is just regular sage. It just burns faster. I prefer white sage. It's more kind of subtle, but this sage is really, really good. It's more heavy, so it will do the job. You'll get like a heavy smoke from it. It's real good. But I highly recommend getting some sage and just starting from your body, the feet up. The bottom of your feet are portals. That's why it's always good to go outside and walk around the grass or the ground and soak up earth's energy and just move your way up. If you're a female with a lot of hair, I highly recommend saging the hair or using lavender herbs to just wash your hair with. I don't mean with water. I mean going outside with the dried out lavender herbs. You can get it at your local health food store or crystal healing shop. And just, and if you're a person who doesn't believe in that stuff, it's fine. I'm talking about the science of it all, but you can use the lavender, dried out lavender. Your hair is very important. It's like antennas to the universe, kind of like that movie Avatar. So you'll take a handful of dry lavender herbs and wipe it all through your hair, what I call a dry herb shower or a dry herb bath. You can do it outside so you don't make a mess. But I kind of do it around the face, the throat, the chest. The back is very important. You have a lot of vulnerable energy back there in your back and in your neck, especially the back area. A lot of people who, are not aware of things like energy and stuff like that. Your backside, because we don't do a lot of work behind, like in our backs, you can have some vulnerable spots, some weak spots in your backside area. And you can actually strengthen it up by focusing more on your backside, using your mind and visionary techniques, to strengthen up that backside area. You can use the sage and kind of put it behind you. Try not to burn yourself or set your hair on fire. I highly recommend doing that to remove some of that just blockages, that energy, that negativity, and some of that just gook left from any directed energy weapons or Already done with the saging. I put my phone on the charger. I don't want to go to work. Waiting on my shirt to dry, and then I gotta head out. Yeah, it really does help. Language away. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that, my friend. Me neither, TI show. Yeah, it does blow. I wish we could have like a retreat where we could all just be and just share our stories and, help each other out. That would be awesome. Hold on, you guys, gotta check on my shirt. Another thing, you guys, if you have your own place, or even if you live with somebody, I highly recommend, I know this sounds crazy, but wind chimes, the sound of that, and you can probably hear my tinkering around the house, my bells I keep on my wrist, to kind of just regulate my energy. But if you have your own home, and even if you live with somebody, you can always, you can go somewhere as cheap as like Ross. They have them for like $7, $8. But some good wind chimes will help you bring back that energy that you're craving. I know the spirit, with the targeting, the spirit is craving some of that good energy, and you can bring some of that energy in with simple things like wind chimes. As soon as I get this on, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You can bring in that good energy that your spirit craves with noises. I promise, because every time the wind blows my wind chimes, I can hear, you can even put them in your room. And I know it sounds crazy, you guys, but it really does work. Yeah, the white noise helps. Yeah, anything that that resonates with your spirit, definitely run with that. But I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's see. And I have a real pretty spider that she's sort of made her home on my back balcony. She's huge. But I felt like it was also a sign from the universe, because of my targeting. I'll show you guys. She's huge. There she goes. I don't know if you guys can see her moving up the web. She's pretty big.
I'm back.
But this wind chime right here, you guys, I got at Ross. It was like $7. But just that sound brings just soothing and comforting to the spirit, especially if you're a heavy head TI. It'll help. I promise. Sound is very important and key to soothing and to the spirit.
Yep. I think I
The
saw someone
moth.
in the comments saying
The
something
moth,
about.
you'll have to do your research on the moth, because I'll be honest with you, TI show, that's incredible that you said that. So you're probably definitely getting some messages from the universe. The moth is a very high vibrational sign. It really depends on what you're going through. But when you encounter what you believe to be messages sent to your spirit or sent to you from the universe, definitely listen to your thoughts, because that was the answer. That's the answer, is whatever's in your spirit.
Yeah, no, I heard someone say something about I'm responding to like the wind chime thingy. I have a guitar, like an electrical guitar, right? So you understand that when you play it, it could possibly bounce back the effects of the radiation that they shoot, which it makes sense because sound does heal.
Yeah. I'm about
But
to copy paste the symbolism and what it says it means for TI show. But I always, when I address anybody who's in question as far as what the symbolism means, it really depends on your thoughts and what you're thinking at the moment. So it's like your spirit or even your body is in question of certain matters that need to be addressed.
yeah, I do the same thing when I see animals and stuff. I see a lot of eagles.
Okay. Oh, wow. So you're definitely, then
Yeah.
you're like, okay. So the eagle symbolism, which I get as well, is enlightenment.
Yeah.
It's a very, and Native Americans, that's like the highest, highest spirited animal, in the air. And it's definitely pertains to enlightenment, because I get the hawks. The vultures are one of my favorites too.
Yeah. The
Also,
eagle is in a lot of different, it's a native culture, but it's also in Slavic culture too. And
oh, is it really?
yeah.
So whenever I hear anything that pertains to Slavic culture, I also think of the drum. I don't know why, because I know I
Mm-hmm.
have that in my blood. But I think of the
Drums.
drum.
And see, what they did was, since we're spiritual, well, I can talk to you about this. You're not like religious. See, paganism is not what people really think it is. It's
No, it's
pre-Christian
not.
stuff. It's
Yeah,
pre-religion. It's what our ancestors did before. I don't want to say tainted, but before it got tainted by man's logic, basically. You know what I'm saying?
well, I think it was looked down upon because
It was. It
it
was
didn't
because
conform
it
to the
didn't make
system.
sense.
Yeah, it
It
didn't
didn't make
conform to the
sense.
system.
They don't want things that don't make sense to people are myths.
Yeah,
Or you get what I'm saying? Like, they're people who are not willing to expand their mind to see, oh, like, this is what were people doing before you created a language? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
people didn't even know how to speak before. Like, they were worshiping Earth and stuff. I
yeah,
So yes, my ancestors were a mixture of pagan, spiritualist, and stuff, and I'm not afraid to say that because people don't know what the fuck it is. Go out
yeah,
talking about, oh, that person's a warlock, that's a witch, or you don't even know what you're talking about. These people don't know the shit they're spewing out of their mouths.
yeah.
I get spiritual and stuff on full moon and honor my ancestors. Now I'm all of a sudden a witch, and I'm getting threats of
That
people
like
trying to burn
my
down shit.
BTK, my perpetrators, I think are possibly very religious, or use religion. So that's why I assume they're
Yeah,
Freemasons. They're always showing me Freemasonry symbolism as well. So, but
but they do that shit. They just do that because they're stupid. They use it against you. They use your strengths against you. Like,
exactly, like they don't
stupid.
want me to become one with the moon. They don't want me doing things like you know just making moon water, or connecting any kind of energy to things like the moon and stuff like that. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't help be who I am, and recognizing that everything is consciously aware and alive, and I am connected to these things. To deny it, it would be
exactly.
just
You
ignorant.
keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. That
Yeah.
pisses them off. I have rocks. I have a few rocks. One rock, everybody. This helps you with psychic attacks in your sleep. I know a lot of us get dream manipulations, so this helps a lot. And
Which rock is it? Is it a crystal or?
selenite.
Oh, selenite is my favorite. I don't know if you heard my live yesterday where I compared my energy. If I could describe my energy to be out of any of the crystals, it would definitely be selenite.
And yeah, so yeah, you know about selenite. So
Oh,
what
I
about
love selenite.
tiger's eye? I
I
resonate
love,
with tiger's eye.
okay, so selenite is my favorite. I actually have a 10-pound selenite that I paid like only 36 bucks for a few years back. I use crystal quartz as my favorite. Rose
Hmm.
quartz is my favorite. I love obsidian. It's like my favorite. I love obsidian. Um, I use tiger
Me
eye.
too.
I'm trying
Actually,
to think.
I have obsidian
I
and
love
tourmaline.
amethyst. Tourmaline is real good. I love kyanite.
You know, tourmaline helps helps against radiation.
Oh, does it really?
Yep.
Have you ever used the raw
And
tourmaline? I have a lot of raw tourmaline.
titanium.
Yeah,
Well,
I have a lot of raw tourmaline as well. Yeah,
I
I
have
love
like
obsidian.
hold on. Now that you said it, now I can't even find my. Some of my rocks go missing sometimes too. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
what that
mine do
happens.
too. I think sometimes they either have legs and venture off to someone else or
I stranger things happen. I think it's a form of witchcraft that they do because sometimes I can't
yeah.
even find like
I
my.
hear a
I
lot.
can't find.
Word Saran said, I'm gonna go ahead and post this. This is just my opinion. I respect everybody's belief system. I look at everything from a more scientifical perspective, where I respect energy and I don't, how can I say this? Like, I don't do things like tarot card readings or anything like that. And I respect people who do and people who don't. I respect everybody's belief system, but I cannot deny energy. And I just feel
Me
like
either.
even when I'm out in the earth, out here, my sister, she's Cherokee, and she's got about 9 to 11 acres of land that was in like Native American territory. So we're getting the whole robotic feedback.
Yep,
But
I can hear
Native
that.
American territory, and there's a lot of fossils there. We've even found pottery, fossilized wood, arrowheads, stuff of that nature. And every time that I would touch the rocks while we were looking for arrowheads on out in the field, I couldn't help but notice a connection that I had with the energy that was being presented to me from these things, such as the rocks, the soil and the earth, and these fossils. I could actually feel the connection that I was making with it, and that resonated with me. It wasn't just healing stones and crystals; it resonated with me. As far as the crystals go, I recognize its energy. I only use them as tools to get by, if that makes sense. I love onyx. Onyx is a beautiful stone. And I mean, if you even look in things like ancient texts and even the Bible, where it talks about certain stones, emeralds, it even talks about certain incense and herbs as well. And I think a lot of things that are presented with fear can be um, just mistranslated. I think it's all about what's in your heart and what's in your spirit. That's all I'm trying to say. But, I do anything with the intent of love, not the intent to harm or fear or control.
I feel the same way about that. Like energy is important to me. Like I can sense people's energy. That's how I know who's a gang stalker or not.
Yeah. I think,
I'm
a
like
lot of
something's not right.
people, a lot of people, base decision making on things like fear. And then that's when you realize there's nothing but fear itself. Um, and you start to become more aware of even where everything comes from. They call it, and
Everything
this is
comes
just
from the same
look,
thing.
this is just a
Yeah.
personal opinion, and I'm not stating this as facts. Everybody's allowed to their own ideas, theories, opinions, etc. But I really truly think that a lot of the new age is part of the old ages. I just have a hard time believing that using lavender oil behind my ears to calm my anxiety is a bad thing. I do believe in the most high. I do believe in God. um
Oh,
you know
same here. Yeah.
I don't want to lead anybody astray away from their own beliefs, opinions, or anything like that. So,
Yeah, I
even
was looking at a
myself,
comment.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a completely honest person. And every day, just about every day, I ask for forgiveness if I am wrong, against my trespasses and transgressions. while I'm in this world. If there's an area where I am wrong, I ask that, for the Most High to forgive me. But I can't help but what feels right in spirit for me may not resonate with your spirit, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's what I want to say too, because I don't like to have a lot of things on my channel that leads people, because what we believe is what we believe, like in our spirit.
Yeah,
So like what Home Slices said, tell that to all the new age people teaching others their perspective instead of teaching a person to fish. I agree with that. Now, there's one thing to be like pushing your perspective on someone, and then another to be vibing and like,
yeah,
understanding one another. Um, because I don't like to do that either. What I do, and if I follow the moon phases, if I, light a candle and create positive intentions and protection rituals, that's what I do. I'm not saying
yeah,
anybody, I'm not telling anybody to do these things, just as if like it was a target that I was talking to. She's a Christian, and I don't
yeah,
want her to switch her views because of I said something that may have triggered her thought process. And
exactly.
in due time, if she needs to wake up to the fact that she may not be in her correct religion, then that's in her time. So I'm more like what Home Slices said. I'm more like, okay, what can we do about this radiation? About teaching people how to catch their own food, because we don't know what they're injecting these animals with genetically
Yeah,
modified things, and we're eating them, and that now what does that make us? So you start thinking about shit like that.
yeah,
So it's more so I try to talk about uh, where this shit's heading and what to
yeah,
do to keep pushing, because like I said, the gang stalkers, they are like a distraction to what you really need to be doing, like, to
yeah,
be
I think so
honest.
too.
Like you really need to scope these people out. Just look at them sometimes and just be
Yeah,
like, okay, this is ridiculous. But it's easy to say that to somebody who's not out, because I've been homeless before,
me
actually
too.
multiple times.
I've been in that
But
situation before.
now that those situations, now they'll get bad enough to where you want to smack somebody. As humans, we want to smack these people. Like, we
Yeah,
can't lie. Like, you get irritated. Why are people following me? Why are people coughing and clearing their throats and standing in front of me, cutting my path off, walking in front of me in a grocery store? After a long time, that gets on your nerves.
yeah,
you know so that's just the realness right there. Like, that gets on my nerves, and I'm
yeah,
like,
me
get out of my
too.
way.
Yeah,
Get out of my way.
yeah, exactly. And I wanted to
Now I'm
address,
looked at as
I
rude.
wanted to address what War Suran said. Many cults have been formed under the New Age movement. I do agree with you there, my friend. However, also a lot of cults have stolen a lot of beliefs and things and practices, and kept it. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, a lot of
War
things were
Saran.
stolen. Like I said before, a lot of things were stolen and Romanized. We can go
Yeah.
back to even when the Spaniards, what they did to Mexico. If you knew the truth of what happened, what is now called Mexico, and believe it or not, they still to this day have the Aztecs' gold stored in their museums and won't give it back. What they did to what is now Mexico is a product of rape. They were once
Yeah.
like Aztec Mayans is a product of rape. And they won't tell you that, but they'll tell you that, they're bad, they're illegal aliens. But they won't tell you what the Europeans did to their people and still have their culture, their gold, their belongings and artifacts in their museums and their grip. They won't tell you that.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you,
Yeah, and
hey,
that
you
goes
know
along
what?
with the agenda.
They'll tell you, hey, you know what you're doing? is bad. You want to know why? Because I said so. And here's the fear to make you believe it's bad, because I don't want you to have it. Because once you have it, you're going to find out who you are. And then there, I have no more power.
Yeah, it's another like what at Warsaw on. I think I'm saying it right. Like it's another form of control, and it's a part of their agenda. Because here's another thing. A lot of I don't like calling immigrants because I'm an immigrant. Damn it, like I'm not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
technically,
When,
but all of us are. So
yeah,
like I'll just say Hispanics who are here without I don't even know what to say. Fuck, just people over here illegally. I'll just say that. Damn it, and they are more vulnerable to be put into this gang stalking program. They're
yeah,
more vulnerable to become gang stalkers because they allowed to saying, "Oh, well, go over there to America. It's freedom over there," and then they come over
yeah,
here,
exactly.
and then they're coerced or whatever the fuck, so be it. And then they now all of a sudden their morals are gone.
Well,
Now
exactly. You
they're
want to know, now that you say that, I used to live in Okinawa, Japan. And when we lived there
really
for years, on the plane ride back, we didn't want to come back. It was me and my mother were both crying. We didn't want to come back to the States at all. Like, we did not want to. When we lived there, they were the most humblest people and most beautiful people I've ever met in my life. And that just seemed right to me. That coming back here, I did not want to come back at all. Like, I dreaded coming back here. Um, because out there it just seems so right to me to just live a simple, humble life by the waters and just eat the food provided from the waters. Like, it just made sense.
yeah. Oh wait, I'm scrolling through the comments about harp. Yeah, harp. They try to play God and control the weather, for sure.
Oh yeah, they do. And
Yeah.
they definitely don't want you connecting to the weather. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, like so they really are trying it now because how am I supposed to know what? Well, I know spirit of discernment. I know what's real and what's not real, but we
Yeah.
can talk to a non-target and be like, "Hey, look at that drone following me," and they'll be like, "Oh, that's just the Big Dipper."
Or they'll be like, that's a planet. And I'm like, are you serious?
All right, the planet got red, white, and blue buttons. I mean,
Yeah,
lights, whatever the fuck that
exactly. And
is.
it moves from one side of the, like, in a matter of an hour. Like, it'll be across the road, and the next thing you know, it's like right above my house. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think Mercury or Mars can move that fast, or Jupiter. Like, it's just like,
Exactly.
I'm just like, what do you think? Like, what are these people thinking? Like, I don't know.
And it's like I don't know what like people expect. Like the whole situation, they're trying to turn us into communists. I don't know. Like sometimes I catch up with the news. I hate the news, but I hate watching TV. All of that, but the whole red, white, and blue, like the gangstalker cars. I've noticed that color pattern. I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like the commie thingy, the communist. But you know, if communism happens, there won't be a such thing as private property. So
Yeah.
protection is going to be needed, guys. We got to be wise here, because I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell is to come. All I know is we all got to know how to protect ourselves
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
survive and have skills. Because a skill is not fucking playing a damn video game. They like to tell you that. Like, yeah, you could get
Oh
paid, but
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
like when shit
Like
hits the
Nick,
fan,
I think Nick, I don't know if you're still on here, but I got you guys subscribe to his channel. Nicholas, he hand glides. He's dedicated his life. Because of his targeting so severe, he just left everything behind to dedicate his life to hand gliding. So it's like he literally earned his wings and does that, you know, like every day. He hand glides, you know.
Exactly.
It's
And you like you
it's
can
truly
do
incredible.
hang gliding. Damn, I wish I could hang glide.
Yeah, me too. I'm so scared of
I
heights.
don't have the means.
I'm scared of heights. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, all TIs out there, if you have a passion, they'll try to make you feel like it's stupid. Just like me, music and doing things like roller skating is, you know, passionate. I'm so passionate about these things. Don't let them allow them to cause you to lose your passion ever. Don't let them do that.
Yeah, they love to do that. You know, they love. I'm glad you brought that up because I have several passions. I'm what you could consider a multi passionate person. I
Yeah.
make music and free time. I play the guitar, and I just recently got some drumsticks because I started getting so tired of the noise campaigns. I was like, you know what? At this point, nobody should give a fuck if I bought a drum set, since y'all
Yeah.
wanna keep me up all night. Like I hate to be petty, but
Yeah,
like,
right?
but no, like they'll contort it. That's what narcissists do too. That's what narcissists do. They'll drag you away from all your interest and have
Yeah,
you looking at them sideways.
absolutely.
Like I'll write sometimes, and then I'll work out. They try to make it seem like, oh, you're macho. You need to work out to feel good. Like no, it makes me feel strong, bitch. Like the MK
Yeah,
Ultra starts,
exactly.
and then
Yeah.
oh, you're into wrestling. Oh, that looks gay. Like it's weird. Like no,
They'll
I'm
tell
into
me when
self
I'm they'll
defense. You
tell
idiot.
me they'll tell me when I'm roller skating, they're like, "You gotta grow up." And then, like, because I have a racer, my car is a Honda Civic Si. They'll be like, "You need to grow up," and I'm like, "For what? So I can be some miserable son of a bitch, bitching all the time?" Like, no, I'm free spirited and I love my car. I love roller skating. You know, I love art. I love music. You know, these are the things that I love to do. And just because you don't agree to them or like them does not mean I have to change them. What needs to change is, you know, self. Like the person, you know, who's judging you for your happiness is the one who needs to reflect. And I mean, I'm fine. Like I'm
That's
happy.
why. That's how you have to look at it. Yeah. That's how you have to
Yeah.
look at the gang stalkers. Like you got to look at them like they're the lost souls who sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They
no, I'm
are
happy.
afraid. They are afraid to be themselves and be outside of the box.
Yeah,
Because if they
exactly.
unplug, they may not make it because the strong only survives. If they unplug, they may
Yeah.
not make it specifically. Just saying. So who's the real bad guy
Yeah,
in that
right.
situation? You know, like what are you really trying to say? Because
Yeah.
anybody like I'm not gonna say that these gang stalkers are timid nonetheless because they got balls sometimes coming at me
Hmm.
sideways, but most of the time they
Yeah.
don't really do crazy things like the yelling, the slurs, and then you go up to them and you ask them what did you say, and they say, huh, how'd you know it was me, huh? Like come on, that's
Yeah.
so fucking cowardly. It's cowardly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, C
But
Dub. I'll definitely hit you up later today on IG for sure.
You can, I don't know where you can reach me at. Just
I,
subscribe to my channel or something, and then I don't know. I just use telephone number because they already track everything that I do on my phone. So I'm about to head out in a few minutes.
all right, brother. Yeah,
Any
same here.
other?
I'm about to get off here so I can get ready for work. I got to be there by 12:30, so I'm gonna make something to eat and head out. But it was awesome having you on. Definitely come on here more often. I had a great chat
No
with
problem.
you. Yeah, it
Same
was
to you.
awesome, dude. Yeah, I'll go ahead and post my email. I'll also post, let's see, my IG, my Instagram right here. I don't know if you guys can see
I
that.
don't
You guys
even
can hit me.
use. I'm on a hiatus right now. I'm off of IG, but I
Oh,
might be able
really?
to get up. So yeah, I take several hiatuses off of social media because that shit can get toxic. But
Yeah, I really can.
yeah,
Okay, you guys, it was so good talking. I'll post all the info in the chat. I'll keep the chat up, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. You guys can contact me there on IG. I'll post a Gmail for you guys. I love you guys. You guys were awesome. And we'll come back on probably later this evening. But I hope you guys have an awesome day and stay strong on the battlefield. Don't give up.
all